Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay. Let's go to the second team I have. I have the Orlando Magic. So let's do our NBA exit interview for the Orlando Magic. So go ahead and give me your grade for the Orlando Magic this past season.
So, despite injuries and some improvement that we saw, I'm going to go with a C minus.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought I thought they were going to be fairly good, and I know Paulo, Franz, Suggs got hurt, but outside of that, even when Franz and Paulo came back, it's like what are we watching for stretches of this? Like it seemed like they were fine, minus Franz shooting form. But nothing else changed. Like they can't hit a shot. And I know Jalen Suggs is an improved shooter, but outside of being able to rely on their defense, offensively, it's like painful to watch. And that was more disappointing to me that there wasn't any improvement in that, despite the injuries.
Yeah, so I had the Magic, I think, finishing sixth in the East. I'm pretty sure I did. I couldn't find my little sheet of paper. I'll have to find that hopefully before our next time we do this. But pretty sure I had them finishing the sixth seed. I gave them, again, like my average grade. I start everybody out with a B, see where they wind up. I didn't give them a B minus because I think, like, especially Franz, it kind of seemed to, like, regress a little bit. Again, I would like to see more improvement from him. Paulo looked a little better than he did last year, so he's kind of progressing, which is good. The injuries hurt them a lot this year, so I'm kind of giving them a little bit of a pass for that. But then the KCP signing, it didn't really kind of turn out to what they were hoping he would be, which is like that 3-and-D guy. He wasn't enough of a shooter for them. And you're right, like there are things the things that you expected some improvement on the offensive side of the ball from last year. You didn't get any of that this year, so that's why I did a B minus for the Magic.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page. I just default to a C as average,
Yeah, that's what I'm
and that's
seeing.
and just a little bit below. But yeah, same line of thinking. The bad slightly outweighed the good that we saw from them.
Yeah. Okay. A pro from this season or a pro and con?
Paulo, I mean, he started out a little rough when he came back, but to close the season, he's still got to work on his shooting. But the way he can get to the hoop, his mid range, his tough shot express, like it's pretty impressive to watch. And they might have a little trouble if Franz can never shoot again. But he looks like a real foundational piece that they got to put more similar to kind of what we saw with Cade. They got to put shooting around this dude to let him kind of spread his wings. And despite that, he's showed quite a bit of potential.
Yeah. No. Like that one. I put down that. So if I watch this season, I'm like, okay, going into like we're still young, we still have time to grow, and we'll be healthier. But and I thought also Anthony Black had stretches in this season that looks like he can be someone in a rotation on a roster and maybe even like progress even more next year. I think that looked good as well. My con was kind of like you said, no shooting, right? Like they need to do what the Pistons did with Cade, and just to point it out is 31.8% from three they shot as a team, and I think the league average is like 36. So they were way below average, and they gotta find a way to fix that. Okay. Oh, let's talk about off-season preview. So some of the things that Bobby Marks has told us or has on his little off-season cheat sheet I have here. Free agents we're looking at Gary Harris, Caleb Houston, Corey Joseph, the other Mo Wagner. And as far as resources this offseason, they have two first and two seconds, six tradable first round picks, 13 second tradable for first round picks, 13 players between 2.2 million and 23 million. I don't know what that has to do with anything, and they have their veteran minimum. I'm not that much into the NBA to know what that means, but anyway, the third point. So, what do you think? What do you see their offseason? Maybe like some questions you have, or what do you want to see from them?
I feel like the Magic have reached the point that they have to do something
Hmm.
at this point. Like, I know they're a young team, and you always want to do the let's let the runway go out. But Franz's extension kicks in for next year. You're 2 years away from Paulo, which you could sign him. He's extension eligible going into next year or during next year. So you're going to have two big contracts right there. And your younger guys like Anthony Black showed something, but again, what's he going into his third year next
Okay.
year? All right. So now you got to start making a decision on Anthony Black. So I just think with the contracts that they have in that mid level that are like young, that have potential, they have plenty of picks. I feel like the Magic, despite the East at this point of time, looking not great for next year, I think the Magic are a team that has to do something because they get expensive real fast. And I don't know if paying most of your cap to Suggs, Paulo, and Franz in 2 years is um, a winning formula.
Yeah, and that's really the tough part, and I agree. Like they need to kind of go all in into. I just want to check some. Why did I thought for some reason isn't so Black's been in the league for 2 years now? Why did I think he was a rookie?
Yeah, last year was his rookie year because he's extension eligible going into 26, 27. And then he's a restricted free agent
Oh
27,
yeah, you're
28.
right.
So
I've spaced on that one. I for some reason I thought he was a rookie last year, maybe because he just wasn't promo. Yeah, I'm with you. Off season preview is just they got to do something. They have a lot of resources now. There are going to be teams looking to maybe get rid of some contracts that maybe they could absorb, and they got enough picks to do so. Maybe a player or two. But yeah, I just think like the times now they got to just do what the Pistons did. Surround Paolo with shooting. Hopefully Wagner can find his shot. Suggs will be back. He can kind of shoot, like he can shoot. So let's get more shooting around this team so that you can set this team up for success. That's what I'd like to see them do this offseason.
yeah, I would agree. You have a few shooters in free agency, but again, those aren't necessarily playoff players. I mean, Beasley being the best of them from last year that you could kind of go after, but again, he has his limitations in a playoff, especially on a team that is pretty stacked defensively. It becomes very obvious who you're going to go after, so you can kind of short circuit the benefit of that shooting in the playoffs. But I would be aggressive this offseason.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so let's look at our long shot. What's your long shot? Who's your long shot for the Magic?
Before he got injured, I thought of Dame
Oh,
as
interesting. Okay.
being able to get him for cheaper because the Bucks would be maybe desperate to just take, you know, Wendell Carter and some contract filler, KCP. They could
Sure.
dump a couple of those guys, and be like, hey, we got our shooting. But a cheaper guy I thought of that would fit with being able to tempt that team with a pick or two or a young player would be Malik Monk.
Hmm.
I think if the Magic could get Malik Monk because he can handle the ball and he can shoot the crap out of the ball, and exactly what I feel the Magic need, like an aggressive shooter that can also, he's not just a standstill like Klay Thompson type. Malik Monk can get to the rack and, play a little point.
Yeah, I like that one. I went with for Anthony Simons. I just think he would be perfect on the Magic. He could, he's really good at catch and shoot, so he can play next to Paolo, but he also can create too as well. I think if you look at the Blazers roster, I think they might want to make room for Shaden Sharp and Scoot Henderson, and I just don't think that Simon's going to be part of that plan. So could you give him a couple young guys? Like you said, maybe KCP you throw in there, you throw in the salary and the handful of picks. They got 2 picks again this year. I think the 16th and the 25th. I just looked it up, but I moved my screen, so I'm not going to go back. But 16 and 25th is right there. So anyway, point being is you might be able to entice the Blazers with some sort of trade to get him, and I think if they could do that, that's like a long shot. That would be a perfect fit for me in Orlando.
Yeah, he is another really good fit for someone that again can shoot, handle the ball, and they have the opportunity to dangle some young guys and picks. So that's another. I knew you were going to pick him, so I cycled away and was like, who else could I?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. So we have a little variety. I did pick 2 guys. I did say Tyler Hero, like that might, if Miami decided like they wanted to completely blow it up, but whatever. Okay, you ready to move on to our next team?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.